This looks like a job for Superman.
Hey everybody, Rez the Collector here with another action figure review. Today we're taking a look at the DC Direct Superman, Batman, Supergirl, Superman figure. Now as you can see, I actually have the compendium book behind the figure so that we can take a look at the figure and the artwork. Now, I picked up this figure a few weeks ago, and I know I've been slacking on the review, guys, so I apologize. I'm going to try and get some new reviews out. I just want to move a little bit closer here. So let's just take a look at a comparison to the artwork. You can see the Man of Steel here down on the lower right-hand corner of the book, and then you take a look at the figure, and it is a pretty good match for the artwork. The eyebrows, they have that arched up look. And the little piece of hair here on the side, you can see that there on the comic. And of course, the standard Superman S curl. Now, I'm not a big fan of the art in this book. It has a, I don't know, not quite anime look to it, but more of an anime look than I personally care for. I'm not a huge fan of anime. The whole severely arched eyebrows thing I don't care for. The lean look of the Superman figure I really do like. And of course that lean look is shown in the books as well. Just want to see if I can grab a cool image here, because there are plenty of very, very cool images in this book. I highly recommend, if you have not read it, that you do so. You can pick it up on Amazon. That's where I got it. There we go. Here's a good scene. You can see he's got more of a muscular look there, but you can see that artwork definitely coming through with the eyebrows. Very good story in this book. They also did an animated movie. They called it Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. Sorry guys, just a moment. Yeah, they called it Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. Very good animated movie. Of course, I love both of the Superman, Batman animated movies. Both Apocalypse and, what was it, Public Enemies was the first one? Yeah, Public Enemies. I wish they'd continue more with these, and of course we're getting the Superman, Batman movie coming out. Apologize, I keep bumping the tripod here. But there you have it. There's the comic compendium. There's the movie, and then in the movie you can see again they went with that same kind of style. Looking at the Man of Steel here on the back, he's got those arched eyebrows. He's got that little side piece of hair coming down. Of course, the S curl. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure itself. Now, again, like I said, the face sculpt is trying to be true to that artwork, and I'm not a huge fan of it. It's not an attractive face sculpt. He's actually kind of fugly looking, but it still clearly is Superman, and of course it is a Superman figure, so it is something that I definitely needed to add to my collection. Now, the head and neck itself, this was during a period with DC Direct. I've noticed this with a few other of my figures. The one that mostly comes to mind is the History of the DC Universe and Nightwing, Superman as Nightwing figure, where they had this weird angle on the neck that came out up and away from the body, and then that's where they sat the head, which gives it kind of a hunched over look almost. From the frontal view. It kind of takes away the entire neck, gives them kind of a hunched no-neck look, almost kind of like a depiction of like a 1930s gangster, you know, the big no-neck guys, which is not how I think of Superman. Yes, he is brute force incarnate, but there's also intelligence there, and this doesn't depict that at all. This basically is just depicting Superman is basically a brute. I mean, look at the huge. I mean, he's lean here. He also is back heavy. He's very lean here in the stomach area, but his pecs are huge. And you can see that especially in the way they depicted the S on this figure. It's very wide but short. So it's only coming down to basically the top of the abdomen muscles just past the pecs here. But it's going all the way across this extremely broad chest. As for the S itself, I mean, other than it being a little wider than you normally see, it is a very nice S. Definitely a standard Superman S, you know, no weird fluctuations in the bars. It's got the standard little hill here at the end of the S. Very clean. It's just kind of odd because it's got that stretched out look to it. Now, of course, he does have a standard red underwear and yellow belt, and he's got an oval belt on this figure. I do prefer an oval to a square, but that's just me. The red underwear is actually the crotch area is kind of elongated on this figure. Generally, we don't have this much space in this area on an action figure, so there's a whole lot of red on here in this area because this is just so elongated. Whoever sculpted this, just it's a weird choice for me. It's something that kind of draws the eye to it and kind of makes you wonder why they would do something like that, because it is something that just kind of sticks out. And there's stuff on a figure that you want to accentuate. I would generally think the crotch would not be one of those things. As you can see here, he has very lean legs as well. They're not as heavily muscled as the torso of the figure. There's not a whole lot of muscle definition at all in these legs. I mean, there's a little bit, but nothing like what we've got up here in the abdomen area. And then, of course, it just comes down into the standard red boots. Now, for articulation, he does have a ball-jointed head, and we get decent amount. We've got a really good down, but we don't really get an up. Basically, it stops at straight forward, but we've got a good down on it. We've got ball-jointed shoulders, so decent movement there. We have absolutely no ab crunch to speak of, or an ab rotation at all. He, of course, does have just standard back and forth hips, and we get decent movement there. He does have just a bend at the knee, and there is no ankle rocker, which is very good for this figure because, like I said, he's kind of back heavy. Even sitting on his base, you can see where he's just immediately going backwards, and you kind of have to hunch him forward, which increases the figure's hunched look when you kind of have to push him forward like this in order to get him to just stand on the base. Because even now, as you can see, he's standing, but the front of the base is actually lifted up slightly off the desk. And it would take very little for this figure to fall backwards. And that's something I'm going to have to be very careful of when I put him in the case. I think I'm going to have to actually be putting him in the back of one of the risers, because I can't put him near the front, because if he falls backwards, he's going to take out basically everything behind him. So I'll have to put him at the back, and then if he falls, I'm screwed at trying to get him out of there, because he's all the way at the back. So either way, I'm kind of screwed with this guy, where I'm going whenever I try to figure out where I'm going to put him in the case. I got him for a really good deal. I got him for like $11 mint on card on Amazon. Now, it wasn't through Amazon that I purchased him. Well, it was through Amazon, but it was a seller through Amazon. And I got to say, it was a mint on card figure, and I intended to open him. But had I not intended to open him, I would have been extremely upset at the way I received this figure. They basically took a mint on card figure, wrapped it in brown paper, and shipped it. They did not put it in any kind of box. And the packaging was damaged when I received it. Now, I was planning on opening the figure, so it irritated me, because the figure could have technically been damaged as well. And I did send them a message, basically saying, hey, I intended to open this, but if this was somebody looking for to add a piece to a mint on card collection, I'd be sending it back to you, and I'd be having some harsh words for you. But as it was, I intended to open it, And actually the brown paper came really in handy because I've been shipping stuff out that my wife and I have been clearing out some of the stuff that we don't need. So that brown paper is actually coming really handy as much because they really wrapped it a lot, but not enough to protect a figure mint on card. But there you go, guys. Sorry I have been kind of lax on my reviews. I'm going to try and get a few done. I've got quite a few things backed up. I've got some things coming too because I have been selling duplicates on eBay. So I've got all of the Earth 2 figures so far that have been released. I'm still waiting on 3 of them to show up. You guys have seen, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you've seen the Earth 2 Flash. But I've got Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Batman, Thomas Wayne coming. I've also got the new Superman statue by Ed McGuinness, his artwork. That's coming. And I just actually picked up on eBay, I just ended last night, the President Superman Red Sun figure. I got him for a really good price, like $11, $11.50. Like $14.50 with shipping. But loose, complete with his stand and the Brainiac head. Really good price for that figure because he can, even loose, can go for like anywhere from like $30 to $40. And then in package anywhere from like $30 to $60. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting him in. And I think because I'm getting him in, I will probably end up opening my standard Red Sun figure, the younger version, so that I can have them both out of package and together. One last thing, of course, I want to show you about this figure is he does have the yellow S on the back of the cape. The cape is a lighter rubber. Well, not lighter because it does make the figure back heavy, but it's a pliable rubber. And as you can see, the yellow S, like the S on the front of the figure, is wider than longer. So it has that wide look and then that shortened here at the point. So there you guys have it, the DC Direct Superman, Batman, Supergirl, Superman figure. I know that's a mouthful. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Look forward to more reviews that are going to be coming out. I've got quite a list of things I got to get done. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Of course, rate, comment, and subscribe, and have a nice day.